Aladdin and the Magic Lamp in English. Once upon a time in a kingdom situated within the vast Arabian desert, there lived a humble tailor who had a son named Aladdin. Aladdin, accompanied by his pet monkey Abu, spent his days playing in the bustling market. Tragically, when Aladdin was merely 16 years of age, his father passed away. Determined to support his mother, Aladdin promised, "Mother, I will work at the shop and earn money, don't worry," and thus he began working in his father's tailor shop. One day, a mysterious stranger arrived at Aladdin's shop. The stranger greeted Aladdin, stating, "Hello, dear Aladdin. I heard about your father's demise. I was not in the city at that time." Aladdin, having never met the man before, questioned his identity. "I have never met you before. Who are you?" The stranger revealed, "I am your uncle. I had been living out of this country for many years." Aladdin, recalling his father mentioning an uncle, exclaimed, "Oh, uncle, I had heard about you from my father." The self-proclaimed uncle then made an enticing offer, saying, "I came here to show you a secret place, a hidden treasure. Come with me, come along." Enticed by the prospect of treasure, Aladdin eagerly agreed. "A treasure? Okay, let's go." Aladdin mounted his camel and they embarked on their journey, traveling for days across the desert. Finally, they arrived at their destination, two towering mountains separated by a narrow valley. "Here we are," the man declared, instructing Aladdin to gather some sticks to light a fire. As the fire was lit, the man threw a powder into the flames and began to chant magical words. The ground beneath them trembled violently and then split open, revealing a flat marble stone with a ring resting upon it. Aladdin was filled with fear, exclaiming, "Huh? Well, what's happening, uncle? I'm getting scared." The man reassured him, "Fear nothing, just do as I say." He explained that beneath the stone lay a treasure destined for Aladdin, emphasizing, "So you must do exactly as I tell you." First, he instructed Aladdin to take the ring, promising, "This ring will protect you from danger." Aladdin took the ring, and then the stone lifted, revealing a set of steps leading downwards. The magician gave Aladdin precise instructions for the descent. At the end of those stairs, you will find a garden of fine fruit trees. Go through them without touching anything, or you will die instantly. He further instructed, "Keep walking until you come to a place where a lighted lamp stands. Pour out the oil it contains and bring it to me." Aladdin carefully descended the stairs, making sure not to touch its golden walls. Below, he discovered a beautiful garden filled with fruit trees bearing delicious-looking fruits. Aladdin, feeling hungry, could not resist temptation. He plucked an apple, and to his astonishment it instantly transformed into sparkling rubies. He then plucked some grapes, which in turn transformed into lustrous pearls. In this manner, Aladdin gathered as many of these peculiar fruit-shaped jewels as he could. Soon he spotted a lit lamp, removed the oil it contained, and piled onto the fruits he had collected. Aladdin then returned to the stairs where his magician uncle was waiting impatiently. The magician eagerly demanded, "Come on, hand over the lamp to me." "My hand." "Wonderful, come to help me, uncle." Aladdin, seemingly asking for help to ascend, was met with the magician's wrath. "You silly boy, either give me the lamp or stay here forever." The magician roared in his fury. The magician muttered some magic spells, and the stone door abruptly shut closed, trapping Aladdin inside the cave. "Uncle, uncle, let me come out." "Uncle, uncle," Aladdin cried. He lamented, "I shouldn't have believed that man." Aladdin cried and cried for days, waiting for someone to rescue him, but no one came. Desperate, he wished aloud, "Oh, somebody get me out of here, please, somebody help me." As he spoke his wish, Aladdin touched his fingers on the ring he still wore. To his utter surprise, he was instantly transported back to his house. His mother, relieved but concerned, immediately asked, "Where have you been for such a long time? I searched for you everywhere I could." Aladdin recounted his entire ordeal and proudly showed her all the treasure he had collected, the glowing fruit-shaped jewels. His mother noticed the old lamp among his possessions, and remarking, "This lamp is was so old she began to rub it to clean it. To their astonishment, an enormous genie suddenly materialized before them. The genie, addressing Aladdin's mother, declared, "My lady, tell me your wish. I'm your slave since you hold the lamp." Aladdin and his mother were utterly astonished, having been hungry for many days. His mother, still holding the lamp, asked the genie for a feast. Immediately the genie produced a dozen silver plates and brought them to the dining table. On each plate an array of delicious food items appeared, including roasted meat, pastries, butter rolls, and much more. Aladdin and his mother ate the food until they were completely satisfied. Afterward, his mother sold the valuable silver plates in the market and used the money to purchase necessary items for them to live comfortably. One day, while Aladdin was taking a walk through the market with Abu, he suddenly heard a loud announcement: "Shut down the shops. Clear the road. The person whoever looks at the princess will be beheaded." Aladdin, who had never seen the princess before, resolved, "Princess? I have never seen her today. I will see her anyhow." He quickly hid himself behind a stack of barrels. Soon Princess Penguin appeared, looking out through the curtains of her carriage. Aladdin was utterly mesmerized by her beauty, exclaiming, "Wow, she is the most beautiful girl I have ever seen. I will marry her." He immediately ran home and told his mother about his newfound love. His mother, however, was skeptical, asking, "How can you even think of getting married to a princess? The Sultan will get you beaten up if he finds out." Aladdin, undeterred, declared, "I'm ready for that. You just go to the palace and take my proposal." He instructed her to take some of the jewel fruits as a gift. Aladdin's mother gathered some of the peculiar jewel fruits, wrapped them carefully in a silk cloth, and made her way to the court of the Sultan. The Sultan's guards initially prevented her from entering, but the Sultan, curious to see what she had brought inside the silk cloth, commanded, "Let her come in." Upon entering, she gratefully addressed the Sultan, "Thanks a lot, Your Majesty." She then presented her plea, "I beg your daughter's hand for my son in marriage. My son has fallen in love with the princess." The Sultan, looking down on her, scoffed, "It would be insulting for my daughter to live with such a poor man as your son is." He then demanded, "And what have you brought inside the silk rags?" She unwrapped the cloth and revealed the peculiar fruit-shaped jewels to the Sultan. The Sultan was visibly impressed, admitting, "I have never seen such beautiful jewels in my life. I'm impressed. However," he set a condition, "but before I accept your proposal, your son must prove himself." He demanded that Aladdin bring 40 gold trays of the same gems. 2 slaves wearing the richest clothing shall carry each plate. Aladdin's mother agreed, "Yes, Your Majesty," and returned home to relay the Sultan's conditions to Aladdin. Aladdin, undaunted, told his mother, "Don't worry." He rubbed the lamp and asked Genie for exactly what the Sultan had demanded. True to his power, Genie immediately presented a houseful of slaves, each carrying jewels and golden plates. Aladdin instructed his mother, "Take this to the Sultan. This time he will be pleased." Aladdin's mother promptly went to the palace and presented the magnificent gifts. The Sultan, once again impressed, stated, "You have impressed me again." Yet he added another condition, "But your son must build a splendid palace to live with my daughter." The mother returned home and informed Aladdin of this new demand. He immediately rubbed the lamp and conveyed his wish to Genie. Genie built a splendid palace overnight, so grand that it was visible even from the Sultan's window to connect the two palaces. Yes, the Genie spread a luxurious carpet from Aladdin's palace directly to the Sultan's palace. "Well done, Genie," Aladdin exclaimed, then added, "Now give me royal clothes and a beautiful horse to ride." The Genie responded, "Yes, master, as you wish," and dressed Aladdin in the finest robes. Aladdin then rode to the Sultan's palace on a beautiful white horse. The Sultan greeted him warmly. "Good to see you, young man. You have proved yourself. You deserve my daughter as your wife." He then publicly announced, "I announce your marriage. Start the preparation." Aladdin and the princess were happily married, and the entire kingdom was filled with happiness. Enjoy the marriage elevated Aladdin's fame across all kingdoms and countries. News of Aladdin's sudden richness and marriage reached the magician. He wondered, how did this this boy escape from the cave? He must have stolen my lamp to gain this wealth. Vowing revenge, he declared, I will teach him a lesson. The magician traveled to Aladdin's kingdom and disguised himself as a lamp seller. He went directly to Aladdin's palace, calling out with an enticing offer, does anyone want to exchange old lamps with the new ones? Aladdin unfortunately was not in the palace at that time. The princess, hearing the call, thought Aladdin will be very happy if I surprised him with a new lamp. He's using that old lamp for a very long time, unaware of its true power. She took the magic lamp and made a deal with the disguised magician. He instantly rubbed the lamp and called out to Genie, Master, tell me your wish. I'm your slave since you hold the lamp. The magician then commanded, take this palace along with the princess to a faraway place in the desert where no one can find this palace. With a booming sound, the entire palace along with the princess vanished. The Sultan, looking out his window, saw that Aladdin's palace had completely disappeared from its location. Enraged, he commanded that Aladdin be brought to his palace. Because of your magic tricks, I have lost my daughter, the Sultan, and accused, he issued an ultimatum, bring her to me within 4 days, or you will be beheaded. Aladdin, heartbroken but determined, promised, I will find her, I promise. Aladdin wandered throughout the entire kingdom for 3 days, searching desperately, but unable to find the princess anywhere. Remembering his other magical item, he thought, I must take the help of the ring, this will help me again. He then wished, I wish to see my princess. Soon after making his wish, he found himself standing below his palace, which was now situated in the middle of a vast desert. He snuck inside and found the princess in her room. They hugged each other and cried in relief. The princess recounted the entire incident to him. Don't worry, I have a plan to escape and get my lamp back, Aladdin whispered into her ear. He then gave her a small potion bottle, explaining it was a potion that would make the victim unconscious. Aladdin hid behind the curtain to keep a watchful eye. Later, the magician arrived at the palace. The princess, feigning cordiality, offered him a drink. Oh dear Mustafa, why don't you drink the juice I have made today? Please try, my queen. The magician, eager and unsuspecting, replied, I was waiting for this moment since such a long time. Give me the drink. Even if this were poison, I would drink it. The princess poured the juice into a glass and discreetly added some drops of the potion. She then made him drink the juice. As the potion took effect, the magician uttered, doesn't everything look awfully dark in here? His eyelids slowly closed and he gradually slumped unconscious on the table. Aladdin immediately emerged from behind the curtain and pulled the lamp from the magician's jacket. He rubbed the lamp and the genie appeared, asking, Master, Master, tell me your wish. I'm your slave since you hold this lamp. Aladdin commanded, take us to the Sultan's kingdom along with our palace. Leave this cunning magician somewhere deep in the desert so that he can't find his way out again. Genie promptly did as he was told, and they were all back in their home kingdom. Seeing Aladdin's bravery and resourcefulness, the Sultan offered him his crown. A grand coronation ceremony was held for Aladdin, and they all lived happily ever after. An analysis of this captivating tale reveals several key concepts and recurring themes within the sources. The story centers on the transformation of Aladdin from a carefree youth who initially preferred play to work to a responsible and resourceful individual who secures his future and the happiness of his loved ones. His initial gullibility is evident when he trusts the disguised magician, who is indeed his uncle, but also a deceitful sorcerer. This initial mistake leads to his entrapment, a pivotal moment that forces him to rely on the magical ring given to him by the magician. The ring serves as a powerful symbol of immediate rescue and protection, allowing Aladdin to escape dire situations with a simple wish. It acts as a counterpoint to the lamp's grander, more transformative Ours the magic lamp and its genie are the central elements of power and fortune in the narrative. The genie's ability to grant wishes enables Aladdin to overcome his impoverished status and achieve his desires, whether it be a lavish feast to satisfy hunger, immense wealth in the form of jewel fruits and golden trays, or the construction of a magnificent palace overnight. This highlights the theme of power and its acquisition, showing how extraordinary means can rapidly alter one's social standing and influence. The narrative consistently portrays the genie as a benevolent and obedient servant to whoever holds the lamp, emphasizing the lamp's authority. The antagonist, the magician, embodies greed and a thirst for power. His character is driven by the desire to reclaim what he believes is his, the lamp and its power, which he lost due to his own anger and impatience. His elaborate scheme to trick Aladdin's princess into exchanging the lamp showcases his cunning, yet his overconfidence ultimately led to his downfall. He fails to anticipate Aladdin's ingenuity and the princess's bravery, which are critical in his defeat. This dynamic illustrates the conflict between good and evil, where the magician's malevolent intentions are eventually thwarted by the protagonist's virtue and cleverness. The role of the princess evolves beyond a mere object of desire. While Aladdin is initially mesmerized by her beauty and determined to marry her, she later becomes an active participant in his plan to reclaim the lamp and defeat the magician. Her courage and quick thinking, exemplified by her administering the potion to the magician, are crucial to the resolution of the conflict. This development emphasizes the theme of partnership and mutual support in overcoming adversity. Finally, the story touches upon themes of social mobility and acceptance. Aladdin, a poor tailor's son, defies societal expectations by marrying a princess and becoming a respected figure, eventually offered the Sultan's crown. This journey is facilitated by the lamp's magic, but it is Aladdin's determination, bravery, and ultimately his good character that solidify his position and lead to a happily ever after. The narrative subtly suggests that while wealth can open doors, true worth is proven through action and integrity.